because we've got some Ukrainians here now.
Right. Good morning. We are live. This is Blabbing for Britain. Morning, Peter.
Morning.
Morning, John.
Morning.
Right. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn today. If you're watching us live, please do say hello. We'd love to hear from you. We've just got the countdown clock while we finish our coffees and get ready to go live. And, well, we'll see what's happening in the UK this week. Okay. Nearly there. Okay. Nobody's found us yet. Nobody's watching. Right. And we say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're both in the dark.
I know. Yeah, I was on earlier with somebody else on Zoom and it was okay.
Okay. Oh. Never mind. Right. Okay. Welcome to the show. This is Blabbing for Britain. It tells me it's episode 332, UK News Review. So here we are. Okay. I'm going to take that photograph down and I'm going to put this photograph up. Okay. This photograph is going viral. This is our wild garden. 3 weeks ago, there was nothing there. Now it is full of plants. And John's most interested. As a gardener, I thought you'd take a look at it, John, but...
Yeah, well, I can see poppies and all sorts of things in there.
Yeah. Basically, Angelica had been collecting seeds for quite a while, wildflower seeds, with no idea what they were. So she put them in a tin, shook them all up, and then threw them on the ground, and they've just blossomed.
You know, that down the allotments, we created an orchard for the Queen's Jubilee.
Right.
4 weeks, it'd be about 3.5 weeks ago, we spread all wildflower seeds in that.
Yeah.
So they started to come up about a week and a half ago, but we don't have any flowers yet, and they're still coming through. And there's a few brambles coming through amongst them as well, because it used to be solidly brambles apart from about an 8-foot strip of grass at the front. So hopefully next week I'll be able to show you our wildflower area.
Excellent. Okay, and Peter's sorting out XSplit.
Well, I've got a feeling it's the software that's making us dark today.
Yeah, it's strangely dark. You've no lights on at all.
I've got my that light that I bought.
The liter light, yeah.
It's right in the face.
All I've got is the window by me, and the reason I haven't put the lights on is you see the chair back,
right,
if the lights are on above.
Okay. I haven't got any lights on at all at the moment. Yeah, the lights are not working, Peter, because we can, every time you move, we can see the tear in the background. Just remove your background for a second. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Right, I'm going on my ordinary camera.
No, you don't need to change cameras. You just need to...
In XSplit, just turn the background off.
Turn the background off. It's at the top of the XSplit, and it says...
Yeah. Hold on. What does that look like now?
It looks dark.
It's not different.
Okay. Sure. On XSplit, it says... Oh, what does it say? I haven't got XSplit loaded, John, have you?
Yeah, hold on.
Right, so XSplit, what do I do?
It says original in the top right corner. Backgrounds original. And if you click original, you will see what's really behind you.
Right, yeah, and it's dark as anything.
You've no lights on at all, Peter. Can you switch the room lights on?
I've got my window open as well. My window's open as well. I've got the other one right in my face.
This is
John, you're dark as well.
We're dark as well.
Yeah.
John, am I dark?
You can see my beautiful white beard.
Yeah, we're not dark. We do.
Right,
It's,
I have a dark background, but I'm
Yeah.
not dark as a person.
no, we can see
Dark,
you.
dark.
Peter, are you using a different camera?
No, everything's the same.
Is it the Logitech C920?
Yeah. And I've got the light on, I've got the window open, I've got the thing in my face.
Switch the light. Switch the liter light off.
Easier said than done. It's not doing anything.
Switch is in the center of the light on the bike.
That's what I'm doing. It's not going off. I know what to do here. You just pull it out. Bang, gone.
Right, okay, we'll see a bit more of you now.
He's still very
Right.
dark though.
But it's still very dark. Weird.
Yeah. Weird.
It's the XSplit V cam at the bottom, which is
Yeah.
also weird.
Yeah.
No, it's not improving at all. I mean, if you look at yourself, well, you can see yourself on screen. It's you're just not there.
Right, carry on. I'm just going to update it.
Yeah, mine's demanding that you update XSplit now as well, but it's still working fine.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. Right. Boris. I suppose better start with Boris. Did you hear his speech yesterday, John?
Didn't even know he gave a speech yesterday.
Right. Every Wednesday at 12 o'clock is Prime Minister Questions, PMQs.
Oh, right.
And it was obviously it's Boris Johnson versus Keir Starmer. And Mr. Johnson, as we call him now, actually said the immortal words, "I will leave office with my head held high, even though I'm not leaving of my own volition." Yeah. I had a description, read a description Tuesday, Wednesday, which said that he's great at the big things, but doesn't sweat the small stuff at all. In fact, he doesn't bother about the small stuff, and everything that his fellow MPs are complaining about is small beer. It's of no real import. Brexit, Ukraine, the big things outweigh anything else that's been done. Anyway, we've got 6 people in a leadership contest to be leader of the Conservative Party.
Oh,
Is anybody excited? Yeah.
One of them has been heavily criticised this morning.
Which one?
Penny.
PM for PM.
Her campaign logo and heading is almost 100% identical to the Labour for the Forces campaign, which was run not long ago. So she's come in for a bit of criticism, like, didn't she get her designer to check what he was doing before she launched it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about doing designs is you're obviously influenced by what you see. And if this guy had seen the design before and it registered as being a good one, then yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You do tend to copy other people's designs. You modify them to your own needs. Yeah. But yeah.
But this is the bottom left corner of the Jack, the Union Jack flag, or the Union flag, depending on where you live. And that is exactly what the Labour for Forces campaign uses as well, as a symbol.
Yeah. Peter, beginning to think that the fault is with your camera itself. Could you
say that again?
Yeah, it's still you're right yourself. If you could reboot your machine, shut your machine down, take the camera out, put it back in again, and start again.
Okay, I'll see you when I come back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now we've got the. Let's just rearrange the flowers. Just a minute. I'll put the flowers down there, up there. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation, isn't it? They knocked 2 out yesterday. They're going to knock another 1 out today. It's a war of attrition.
Well, there's some people I've never even heard of.
But I think that was the whole. That was the whole point, that people would put themselves. The people who put themselves forward are not tarnished by the government of the last 3 years. Basically,
One of them got 32 votes. I see her as the casualty today.
Yeah, I just, from my point, well, I think they should have the vote today, and everybody who's not in the top 2 should just say, I'm not going to make it. I can't get to number 1 or number 2. I'm going to drop out. Yeah.
Number 3 could. Number 3 wasn't that far behind number 2.
But
so the rest of them should just say, hey, guys, forget it. Or if Rishi gets the percentage he got yesterday of the overall vote, they should just make him Prime Minister, because it's a waste of money otherwise.
It is. I mean, basically, if they do whittle it down to 1, then he can be Prime Minister tomorrow. Can't he? Such is the logic. But it's senseless. You know, I mean, the whole thing is senseless, really. Still, that's life, and Boris has gone, which is what half the country wanted, possibly more. Is there anything else going on at the moment? Anything interesting? He said.
Will Boris get a job in whoever the new PM's cabinet is?
I don't. Oh, wait a minute. It's still got dark. I don't understand this at all.
Now, dark as can be, mate.
Well, we'll just have to carry on.
We'll carry on. Yeah, okay. Must sort it afterwards, though, because you can't permanently be in the dark. Not good. Okay.
We need some nightographer. Oh, that's it. What have you done, Peter?
I went on to it and Hello?
You're frozen, but we can hear you.
Right, hold on.
Right. That's better.
I shut down XCam.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I look more handsome. Yes, I like that.
We can see you now. That's better, huh? Cool.
Right, okay. Let's fire on. Let's get cracking.
Okay. Yeah, have you any thoughts on the Conservative leadership battle?
Oh, my thoughts. I don't really want Richie Sunak at this point in time.
I think he's gonna cakewalk it, I'm afraid, mate.
Well, yeah. I've never ever heard of the other lady. Kimmy. Is it Kimmy? I've never heard of it.
No.
I would like Penny for all the people trying to, because she's a Brexiteer. She's ex-Fortis.
She's still a part-time naval officer.
She's Navy Reserve. I think she's got some steel. She's worked her way from being, her dad was a paratrooper, and she's worked her way up. She hasn't been to, she's lived the real world. And I think she'll get things done. She's a Brexiteer, and we need to get a Brexiteer in so we can finally sort Brexit out and get on with our lives. And we have to suffer the consequences. And I would give a date to the European Union, saying to them, that's the date that we will be declaring Article 16 if you don't sort it out. End of. And I think she's the sort of person that can do it. What I don't want is Remainers coming in and trying to manipulate. Because if they do, this country will be in turmoil.
There's only one Remainer in there. That's Tom Tugendhat. All the rest are definitely Brexiters, I think.
I thought Liz Truss was a Remainer to begin with.
She was to begin with, then she switched and she got behind the party and party line and stayed with it. She's not showing any signs of going back.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, this week, the Labour Party said that they would not try to get back into the EU.
Until they get in. Until they get in.
It's not going to happen. So Brexit is over as far as the nation's concerned. There's no party willing to actually take us back in that has any chance of power. So we're out, Peter. We're not going back.
They will say anything to get into power. Just like the Liberals did when they said, we will give you free university. And the Gwen went, you need to forget about that now.
Yeah, we know this in business, Peter, that you should never promise what you can't deliver. And that's the mistake they made, promising what they could not deliver.
Yeah. So I would like to see a PM that will get things done. Yeah. That's my view.
Indeed.
Well, a few minutes ago, Lord Frost said that Penny Mordaunt, who was his number 2 in the negotiations for Brexit, didn't do a very good job, and he worries about her being Prime Minister.
People, this is it. You've got so much infighting going on, backbiting, dilly the guy down. Yeah?
Listen, you get that in any party. And you get some parties that says, you dare say a thing, you will go nowhere in this party. The SNP comes to mind. Doesn't matter what party. Have you heard about such and such? Yeah, we'll keep it under the mat. Put it under the mat. Walk it away. Oh no, someone's found out. Oh, what are we going to do? You knew about that 3 years ago. What are you going to do about it? It goes on all the time. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's just.
Listen, I've had too many people close to me recently die very young. I don't care anymore. I really don't care. Whoever gets in, it's a young people's thing now. I don't think I've much say in it anymore. Just do what I'm told.
I just
can't. The day that happens, Peter. Yeah.
Yes. No. I've got to get away from politics now.
Politics is part of everything, isn't it? Politics pokes its nose in everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are we okay? On a serious note, are we ready for the heat wave this weekend through to Tuesday? When it's going to be. That's not the right answer, John. Yeah.
I did something amusing last night. I wanted a really cold glass of Coke. It's a Boddington's glass, but it's only Coke in it. Last night, and we hadn't got any ice.
Okay.
But we've got some of these, tip tops we used to call them when we were kids.
Like, yeah. Cut the top off, and then you spend an hour drinking it. Yeah.
They're too small these days to spend more than 5 minutes drinking it. But yeah, they used to be long, but not anymore.
Yeah. I remember they were that big.
So I've got some in the fridge, mainly for when we get children visits, so as they don't nick my really good ice lollies and things. But the other day I picked up a packet of cocktail things. So they've got like pina colada, Joy on the Beach, and various other flavors in there. And there were the only ones left. We got no ice, so I cut the top off one, inverted it, and stuck in my pint glass. That was the most pleasant pina colada flavoured Coke I've had in years.
Right.
I shall be doing it
This
again.
is lateral thinking. Yeah. Okay. Peter, you prepared for the hot weather?
Well, I was listening to something on GB News. Incidentally, I don't know if you know this, but they're a year old. They're a year old.
Oh, the TV channel that's still going. Well,
It's
yeah,
GB
I mean,
News.
that beats my prediction. I'll give you that.
Yeah, okay. Now, so on GB News, there's a Scottish woman comes on, part of the, reading the papers and things. She says, again, this is England. It's England heat wave. It's not a Scottish heat wave. But if we get it, it's great. But I went out for a cycle ride in my shorts for the first time the other day, and I actually got sunburn. It was great. What a feeling it was. And my friend was about 22 stone. Andy, hello, if you're looking in. I know you sometimes look in. Good for him. He's got a bike again. He's got his bike out. And I went out with him yesterday. And I just realised how, compared to Andy, how fit I am. Especially when I took him up a big hill. And so, yeah. But I'm not as fit as I used to be. But no, I hope to have a good weekend. Probably cycling. Yeah. So I'll be looking forward to it. Now, I'm looking at your garden. We were a very boring garden at the back here, right? Sheila does the front, but the back, it's like concrete, but not anymore. Sheila's bought pots. We've got flowers. We've got courgettes that we've grown. Well, Sheila's grown herself, and we're quite enjoying it. There's nothing like growing your own and eating it. Yeah, saying we made this. Sheila made this. But I'll tell you what stuck out to me there. You're looking at all that greenery and everything, and flowers, etc. I met a friend of mine. Well, an old school friend, Kevin. Started off life as a painter. Found out he was scared of heights, so he couldn't go up high and paint. So he got a job in a warehouse. And he became visually impaired. And I was coming out, and I just realised that he can hardly see this now. And I bumped into him in the street, but I didn't bump into him. I came off my bike, went over and spoke to him. And I says, Kevin, how's life treating you and everything like that? He says, I'm glad you've got a yellow vest, Peter. He says, I can focus on you. So I says, tell me what it's like. Tell me some of the problems you get. And do you know what he said? No. He says, I hate cyclists on pavements. Right?
Yeah.
And I says, tell me more about that. And he says, well, see this stick? It's a white stick. He says, but there's 3 types of white sticks. Okay? I says, so tell me about your one, Kevin. He says, this is a pointed one, pure white. That's to make people aware that I'm here and I'm visually impaired. It's to let them know I'm here. He says, the white stick with a golf ball type thing in the end, they're completely blind. They do not see a thing. Okay? And the third one, do you know what it is?
No.
One with a golf ball, I call it a golf ball, a ball at the bottom, and red stripes going up it. That means that person is both deaf and blind.
Right. I didn't know that, Peter. Thank you.
Well, that was new to me as well.
So I says, so tell me, as a cycle, I says, incidentally, I says, we're standing on a wide pavement, Kevin. I said, did you know there's a cyclist coming up? He goes, no. No, because she was silent.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting to hear that. I says, what else has happened to you as a blind person? Well, registered blind. He says, has somebody accused you of not being blind? He goes, quite often, actually. And I said, wow, tell me about that. It's just people giving you abuse. He says, again, a cyclist bumped into him and gave him the height abuse. I was crossing a road, Peter. He's got a height of abuse. And it was quite interesting to see it from his perspective. you know. And this is why I'm actually putting this out today, to let you know, everybody know that's watching this, as a cyclist, the only time we'll go on a pavement if it's dangerous just to get off and on, right? We do that, right? However, it's not, did you know it's not compulsory to use a cycle lane? Did you know that?
No, I assume that we know it's not because people don't get stopped.
No, well, if you've got the blue sign that says cycle route, right? It's not compulsory to go on it, because the reason for a lot of them don't go on it, there's too many openings. It's dangerous. They come up and there's an opening, if they stop, come up. That's why the fast cyclists go on the road. That's the reason for it. Or sometimes they're badly maintained. It's the least ones that they'll look at. They'll do the roads first. But then again, we got a new one up in my area where we go cycling. The widest pavement you could see, and it's called a shared route, right? And I'll never forget, there was a few of us and we were going down the shared route, and there was a lot of junctions. Whereas if you're on the road, you're straight through. But we used the shared route. And this couple stopped me because I was the tail end Charlie. And they says to me, "Why are you using this pavement?" And it couldn't have been any better, because I was right underneath the blue sign that says pedestrians and cyclists, and I just pointed up and I went, "Have a look at that." I says, "That's why it's called a shared route for both you and me." "Why are you not on the road?" I says, "Because they don't want us on the road. We can't win. It's a shared path."
I've got two little stories coming into this. One about blind people.
Right, okay, just bringing in Yevgen from Ukraine to join us.
When I was a youngster in the early morning, when I was a youngster in the early 70s, I worked in Ironmongers, a hardware shop, and we had a gentleman come in with basically an elliptical rubber ball with two prongs that came out and went down the side. And he said, "I want a battery for this." He said, "I bet you don't know what it is." And I looked at it, and there's this like rubber ball with two prongs that come down and there. He said, "It's how I know when I've filled up my cup with tea." He said, "I hang it over the edge of the cup, and when the water meets the liquid meets the two prongs, I know I've filled up my cup with tea." And I've never ever seen anything like it before or since.
Yeah.
I live in Alton, which is the northern part of Solihull. The western part of Solihull is called Shirley. And so basically you have the A41, which goes into Birmingham through the middle of Solihull, and the A34 that goes into Birmingham through the middle of Shirley. And there is a new cycle route between the two, let's call them town centres, yeah? But it's completely weird, because what they've done is taken a whole section of the road, moved the centre of the line over, and now it's two ways cycle lane, and just don't know what to do and how to cope with it. It's just
Messages of that. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
It's a crazy world. Good morning, Yevgen.
So
good morning.
You're going up the road and you see cycles on your side of the road coming towards you.
Yeah, we've got that as well. We're getting a lot of cycle changes and things like that. Yeah, quite interesting. Good morning, Yevgen. I've been trying to get the but I know that.
Sorry. Do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Because I now try to connect with you from mobile phone because my computer is not ready yet. I try to start my computer.
Okay.
The picture from the phone is good. Sound is good. We're good to go. It's good to see you again. Now,
okay.
we've heard that President Zelensky is organizing 1 million troops to actually come to your city and to retake the city. Have you heard that? And if so, what's your view?
Now I know about some missiles, and I see on my eyes what's happened in the center of city with building where Russian troops were.
So that was Ukrainian
I
missiles.
drive my bicycle and I see on my eyes how sorry.
No, carry on, carry on.
Keep speaking. Keep speaking.
I think we've got a signal problem, but we'll persist for a moment or two. Okay.
Do you hear me?
We hear you now. Yes. Carry on. If you carry on, tell us what's going on. That'd be good. Right. Yevgen is in Kherson.
Okay, but now
right.
situation is person. I just start my computer.
Okay.
You start your computer and then come back on, okay?
And always now is lost. Citizens of Kherson hasn't opportunity. I must use VPN because occupants blocked connection with LinkedIn and with site where we are. And VPN make connection slow.
Yeah.
But now I try to use computer.
Okay. That means you'll have to log out of the phone and then come into the computer.
Now you can see me on smartphone. Do you see me? Yes, do you see me? I know. But I try to connect from computer, by computer.
Okay. Stephen, will you have to log out and come back in again?
Yes.
Computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yevgen, close down the phone, come off the phone, then come back in with the computer on the same link.
Just firstly, I must start VPN on computer because without VPN, connection is impossible.
Okay, well,
Yes.
we will wait for you to come back, log off, and then come back in with the VPN. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. I must put a call on Facebook. I know there's Ukrainians in Aberdeen now. I'm going to have to put a call for Ukrainian speaker. Okay.
Right. I did put John back on the screen then, but John's not there. He's legged it.
I'll have that parcel coming.
Yeah, okay. Over to Corinda. Corinda's saying hello, hey all, happy Prime Day. Prime Day is finished. Prime Day is finished. It was 12th and 13th. Today's the 14th, so it's over.
I never bought anything. I never purchased anything.
Oh, wait a minute. Stephen, I want to ask a question with OBS. OBS Tiny, how long did you arrive? Mine arrived the day after, Corinda. I mean, if you go to Amazon and you just check the delivery dates, John's an expert on this. John will tell you how to check the delivery date for an item.
You need to do it on your phone, not on your computer.
Right, so go to Amazon on your phone, and that will tell you when it's due to arrive. If it's out for shipment, when it's due to arrive, and when it gets to within 6 stops of you, it'll show you a map. It will show you where on the map the thing is, and how many more stops he's got to do, and everything you need to know.
If you do it on your computer, it doesn't give you anywhere near the amount of detail.
That's true. Anyway,
Yes, Peter, you were right. Man outdoor with parcel. It's for Alice, not me.
Right. This is a case of so near yet so far, but it is good news. I'm just going to share my screen just for a minute. Just let me share a tab. I want to share a tab because John did ask me how it went on Amazon Prime days, and I'll still have figures to come in tomorrow. But so far this month, I've earned $1,994.90. Hang on, let me see it properly.
58 cents.
58, and in the last 2 days on $291.17 on Prime Day 1, $284.79 on Prime Day 2, and you can see the difference those 2 days have made. A quarter of income for the month has been in those 2 days. So was Amazon Prime a success? Yes, it was.
I didn't buy anything. I did look.
No, I'm not saying you have to. Well, you buy in the UK. You wouldn't buy it off Amazon.com.
No, I meant I didn't buy anything on Prime Day. I did look on Prime Day. I didn't find anything I wanted that had a worthwhile discount. Yeah.
The Logitech Brio was on sale. The Osbot Tiny was on sale. The Osbot Tiny 4K was on sale. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra was a deal of the day as well. Anyway, let's just go over to Abid. Hello, and thank you for joining us. Okay, so Prime Day is over, and 2 good days it was, and it's an experience. I went live at 9 o'clock. No, I went live at 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. So I went live 3 times both days. Had a great time and actually made money. So there we are. Okay, waiting for Yevgen to actually come back in. No sign of him as yet. He's got, well, as he says, he's got to set the VPN up so that.
Set up the VPN. What I've got to tell him, because I contacted him, we must tell him and get it through to him that he's to be here 10 o'clock British time next week.
Okay.
I think it's better if he comes in at 10 past, personally, when we've had our initial chat. But
okay, I'll tell him.
Well, if you're going to organise somebody, Peter, then yes, I take your point.
Yeah. I'm going to try and between then and get an interpreter. They're similar Eucharist. Some you could have seen something. We've got host families here now, so either I'll get them round, or I'll get them a link. You know, because really must try that to get. No, from what I picked up from what Yegvin was saying, was that he'd seen missiles, but the missiles must have come in from the Ukrainians to hit Russian troops. Am I correct in saying that?
I couldn't really understand what he meant. He did say there'd been some missiles, but they could just have been flying over, couldn't they? So we don't know really.
I said it hit some Russians. So they must be precisely targeting Russian barracks or something like that where they're living.
Yevgen, I can see you in my staging area, but I can't see your camera yet. So physically you're here, but I can't see your camera yet. Okay, over to comments, and a comment from Gregor Galway is a friend of Corinda's. Gregor is pointing out that today is also Bastille Day. Right. Do we want to talk about France? No. Non. Oui.
No.
Peut-être. No. Okay. All right.
I see him coming in, but it's just a blank screen. Go to your
Yep.
settings. Don't know if you'll hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah. Anything we say can be heard.
Can you speak to us?
If you were in there, you could hear him. Yes. If I drop you into staging area, you can talk to him.
Right, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But
just-
you can't go from live to staging.
okay,
It works the
just
other way
start.
around.
Right, so he's a cyclist, by the way. I wonder if he goes on pavements. Right, okay,
Okay.
we'll carry on until he gets in.
Okay. Right, I'm trying to find something that is not contentious or it's very difficult, isn't it, really? John, do you have anything we can chat about?
Do I have anything we can chat about? How about Mo Farah? Him being trafficked to the UK and not Mo Farah not being his real name.
Right, so shouldn't the people that actually got him, which he is his mum and dad, I suppose, I'll have to have a chat with them and see where they got him.
Well, it's being investigated, but he has been assured he will not be deported.
Which is good.
His fault, is it?
It's
Not
nothing.
his-
Yeah, it's not something he's done. It's just circumstances.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
our friend Rishi says, "Judge my actions, not my wealth."
Yeah, right.
One of his biggest problems with Rishi is his wife being a non-dom, and he didn't change it. They didn't change it until it was found out and publicised. You know.
Yeah, but
These people.
let's really be honest. We do the best for ourselves, organising our finances in a manner that's best for us. That's all he's guilty of.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just going to tell.
It's all completely legal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's question of morality rather than legality. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So. Yeah. No, I've been watching a thing that. So there was a hotel group, okay, and GB News went in after other people had done it, and they were told to get out. And what had happened is there were some people who were homeless, and they were given rooms.
Yeah.
And then they were told to get out because the Home Office had taken over the hotel, and guess what for?
No idea. Go on, Peter.
The immigrants. The block booked it, and the people that were in the hotel who were homeless and they got in the hotel and other things have been told to leave the hotel. And the villagers are not happy because just not far away from it is a nursery. And they didn't tell the villagers it was happening. And they are not happy about it. Did you know about that?
No.
I see. That mainstream media, you really must get out there, mainstream media, and report what's going on in our country.
Sky TV for the win.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only so many hours in the day. I mean, we spend hours watching Sky TV and box sets.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm starting to see now. You think that's fair? What they done?
John?
I don't think it's fair, but what can you say other than you've got local government versus national government? Because the immigrants will be a national thing and the homeless will be a local thing.
So they just put them out. They just put them out without anywhere else to go.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah. But it'll be, I'm big government. I trump you, local government. Tough sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm. Yep. Put this back.
Right. next subject, folks.
If it wasn't for the election of a leader, we're in the silly season, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, and they all disappear next week as well, don't they?
That's right. It's end of term. I think that's the right way to look at it. They've actually finished their school term, and they can all go home.
Right. Here's a question. What would you do with the Northern Ireland Protocol with regard to the border at the moment, for the way things are? Why should something made in the United Kingdom that goes to, say, Belfast, why should there be restrictions on that? Can you work that out?
Basically, because there's no border between Northern and Southern Ireland. They don't want a border between Northern and Southern Ireland, and practically speaking, if something gets delivered into Northern Ireland, there's nothing to stop it all. It's all going into the EU.
Right.
That's the problem.
Why should Britain, who's sending stuff to a part of the United Kingdom, have to go through checks like that? I think they've been sold a bummer. Those people in Northern Ireland who are more. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Article 16. That's what I say. Just go for it. Make whoever wants to make the border, but anything that's produced in Ireland, just give them money to set up factories to make the same thing, and say we won't bother putting our milk over to get pasteurised, then take it back. We'll just do it in our own country. That's what we do. Next leader, put money into factories and things.
Should it become United Ireland, Peter?
That is a very hard one. No.
Right. John?
This has been a question for nearly 100 and something years. Yeah.
What?
It still hasn't been answered after 100 and something years. Who am I to try to answer such a question?
It's a very. I mean, my friend is actually very into history, and I said, well, what's the score? And it goes back and back, and he knew everything. William at Orange, everything. It was quite interesting. Yeah, you've got. I keep going back to Ukraine. You've got Russians sitting in East Ukraine who want to be Russian. And you've got the Ukrainian says, you're not going to be a Russian. What a crazy situation. It's exactly the same. It's the same. They've been fighting for 8 years. People don't realise that.
So to suit the UK, the United Ireland would have to be underneath the Queen and be unionist. And that's never going to happen.
Right. I think what will happen one day, this is probably what I'll give you. I will give you what will probably go happen in my view. Mm-hmm. Somebody will get into government and they will say, have a United Ireland. Guaranteed. That's what I reckon. And do you agree with that?
It's possible. It is possible.
Yeah, I think they'll do it. Somebody will give them what they want.
But there's an awful lot of them who don't want it. It's a bit like you and your independence.
Not mine.
You don't want it.
No,
Nicola does.
No, Peter doesn't want independence.
That's what I just said. I said Peter doesn't want it, but Nicola does.
I would hate to be under the rule of the SNP. I'll tell you that right now.
And that's how people in Northern Ireland feel. They'd
Yeah.
hate to be
And
under
if
the
you-
rule of the Taoiseach.
What a crazy world. But if it did happen, I would do everything in my power to help someone vote them out and get a different government. No, probably a conservative type Scottish government. That's what I would go for. That's what I would vote if it happened.
Anyway, you two
Okay.
bought your really expensive light.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a pair of lights now.
Oh, right.
So you could stick it onto your monitor and light yourself up. There were two of them for £4.50.
Well,
Oh, wait
I've
a
got to
minute.
tell you, you've got a very dark background. Is
Sorry?
that meant to be like that?
What?
Yeah, you've got a dark background.
Deliberately.
No. Okay.
The problem
Let's
is
try again.
the chair has a head on it.
Here he comes. Speak yet again.
Yevgeny's on his way back.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know I've got a meeting around about 11 o'clock today, and I've been a mentor for the lady down in Devon area, that area, and it's been quite interesting. It's kept me sharp, And did I tell you my electronic seminar went very well, although there wasn't a lot of people at it.
Last week.
Yeah, but
Last Thursday. Yeah.
the people that I wanted were there, and it was very interesting. And and I know you watch me on LinkedIn, all my competitors, I seen you looking in after the art of war. I'm watching you. You watching me, I watch you.
So your competitors were watching, Peter. You know that.
Yeah, on LinkedIn, you can go in and look to see who's watching you,
Yeah.
to who's looked in. I put out a post. I think I got over 1,200 posts so far. It's probably more. And it can tell you each industry that's looked at you. And for some, a podiatrist kept looking in for some reason, 27%. But it was quite interesting, I know you're watching. Right, is this guy coming out of this? It's a shame, is it? The technology.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. The
Can
feed
you
is there, but there's no camera there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Okay.
Right. We'll just carry on then. What have we got to speak about now? Any latest news, John, about the leadership?
Which?
The leadership, has MD dropped out or anything?
No,
Nothing will happen till late in the day today, when one of them will be kicked out.
Right.
That's
and then
true.
how many is left after that?
We're down
Five.
to
Sorry,
6.
John.
So one a day goes until
long does it
Thursday.
take?
Sorry?
They should all pack it in, Peter. If there are 2 at the top, there's no way they're going to catch them. They should just pack it in and go forward. And then the 2 should talk to each other and say, I'll be Prime Minister, you be Deputy Prime Minister. Yeah. Let's not bother voting else. Keep
Let's
the
not
people
waste a load of the country's money.
Then there's all the jiggery pot. If you do this, I'll do that. And I'll make you this and I'll make you that. Yes, well, thank you very much.
All we can do is get the jiggery pokery in July instead of September. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You said I would get that role. I changed my mind. I went Liberal.
Okay, let's talk about flights and the
Yeah.
cancellation of flights. I mean, there must be tens of thousands of people whose holidays have just disappeared overnight this week. All right, okay.
So I thought, it's an internal flight. I thought, wow, I'm going down to a pest control exhibition, which is in Milton Keynes. And it's a very hard place to get to. They think it's great, but it's a hard place to get to, believe it or not. So I booked a flight to Luton. And I said, we'll go from Luton, we'll hire a car. I'm taking Andy with me for the first time as a treat. And I thought, I'll get a hotel. Then it gets the email from EasyJet. Unfortunately, we're cancelling the Luton flight. But however, we've got you one to Gatwick. And I said to myself, you can poke that because the distance of the travel.
Yeah.
They get all the options. The first option is the first option isn't, do you want your money back? It's, do you want to change a flight? Do you want to arrange another flight? Do you want a voucher? Or do you want your money back? I said, I'll have my money back, please. So I had to go into booking.com and cancel my hotel, which is, I never really take a confirmed one now because I've had to change them a few times. I thought I'd hired a car, but I hadn't at this point. But I was looking at all the prices. It's cost about £400 to hire a car. So we're going down by a van. We're going to empty out my little van and we're going to travel down by van, which is an 8-hour journey down. And that's what we're doing. So yes, I'm a victim of a cancelled flight. Thank you, EasyJet.
Can't you get a megabus?
I can, but Andy wouldn't. I can get a megabus for about 32 quid or something like that, I think, you know. But we're just going to take turns to drive.
Sleep in the back of the van and then drive back the
No,
next
no,
day.
we've got we've got 2 separate rooms, and I can't remember where it is, but yeah. But so yes, I've been at, and it's a pain in the butt. You think I'll book everything well in advance, and then they change. I think what they're doing is biting off more than can chew.
So,
Now,
is it at the bowl or at the exhibition centre?
the MK Arena.
Yeah, with the exhibition centre.
Yeah, exhibition centre. And the other thing that happened the other day, we were out cycling. We went into the Greg's for a cup of tea, cup of tea and coffee. And while I was sitting there, the young guy comes up. He says, "I'm just letting you know I'm cordoning off the area." I said, "Why is that?" He says, "There's no staff. We're shutting the shop. We're shutting the. We're only doing takeaway now, but you can sit there till you finish." And that's how hard it's getting nowadays. You know. It's affecting everything, even a cup of tea. A sit-down cup of tea. No staff. Crazy. Have you seen any other examples of it?
Not locally. We seem to be okay.
Do you know what's happening in Holland at the moment?
No, Peter, we don't.
Right, okay. Right, I encourage you to go and look for it. The farmers have been told they're not getting to use something. It's been banned, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, I can't remember what it is, but they're not allowed to put in their fields anymore, which is going to affect them. So what they've done is they've got the tractors that can, and they're blocking off roads. They're blocking off Germany. They're blocking just about everything at the moment. That's why there's going to be a food deficit shortly. And the German farmers are actually meeting them on the border to support them. Now, there's a policeman actually shot at a young farmer. The policeman has had to go into hiding.
Yeah.
Because they found out where he lived, and they went and dumped all the manure and everything good outside his door. And so there's a bit of a problem in Holland at the moment. And I don't know if you know about Italy, but all the Italian taxi drivers stormed the parliament because they found out there was something leaked on the internet about Uber. There's been a leak about Uber, about getting into other countries. Were you aware of that?
There's been big stories in the Guardian, Peter. Total revelation about everything that's happened in Uber. There's been a big investigation. It's all over the Guardian. So yeah, we're actually being informed of that one. Right.
And what did they actually say? Because I've never looked at it in depth. Can you?
Basically, it comes up as a big banner at the top of the page, and I just got rid of it because I'm not interested. I've got to say, be honest. John, it's over to you.
Is it really that time already? It's 11 o'clock. Well, what can we say? Peter's come out of the dark to grace us with his presence. Another brick in the wall behind my friend, who is the champion seller of Samsung S22s on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's on me here, look, with this very pretty scene behind us. I've been using Crisp today because there's a bleeding digger right outside my front gate door. What do you call it? End of the drive. Digging a great big hole across the road for City Fibre to put their channel in. They're going around all the roads around here, and everybody's going, they're putting City Fibre in. Great, great, great. But actually, all they're doing is putting a plastic tube in. They haven't actually put any fibre in yet. And so it's quite noisy out here. Anyway, so it's goodbye from me in the West Midlands. It's goodbye from him in Scotland, even though he's got no background today. And it's goodbye from my friend in Wiltshire. So
Bye.
bye, Shoes, and all those other